So, Steelchaos is going to take place again this year, 2018, and the second week of November. And then Thursday, the Steelfest organisers are going to announce the lineup. So, who do we think might be playing at Festival Steelchaos in 2018? Let's find out. So, using that old joke, I would like to move on and discuss some of the bands I think we may see at Steelchaos, and also speculating bands who I would like to see at the festival. So first of all, do we have any clues who we will be playing? Well, we don't have any clues from the organisers of the festival. There hasn't certainly been any kind of names being dropped or hints of who may play, but there are a few shows happening around that time which may lead to certain bands being announced for Steelchaos. And first kind of tour that's been announced, which is around that time, but there seems to be a gap. The weekend of Steelchaos is the Enslaved Armies of the North Star tour, where Enslaved will play material from the first three albums. Well, the first mini album, Harding's Land, Vinkelinda Velde, and Frost, as well as the new album, E, which it seems a bit strange mix, but certainly a lot of interest for people who are into the older albums of Enslaved. Apart from the recent performances at Beyond the Gates and this year's Beyond the Gates, where they're going to play the Frost album in full, there hasn't been much opportunity to see the earlier works of Enslaved played in a majority of our sets. So that's certainly something I would be interested in seeing, and maybe a possibility. They seem to be playing Norway and Sweden and different weekends around the month of November, and I believe they've also been announced for France as well as an individual show, so there may be a strong possibility that Enslaved may play at the Steelchaos Festival, playing the same set with the early classics. So if that is announced, I would certainly be happy with that announcement. I think Enslaved, as long as they're playing the older material, would probably be welcome by most of the attendees, and we'll just have to wait and see on Thursday if that turns out to be the case. And another band that may be up there amongst the headliners of the festival, for me, maybe Blasphemy, who have recently been announced as one of the bands that will play the Nuclear War Now and Iron Bonehead Festival, Never Surrender, Volume 1, which is taking place, coincidentally, the week before Steelchaos, the first week of November. And it's always possible that Blasphemy might come over to Europe for more than one show. It might not just be an exclusive show. That's not to say it is. It may be exclusive. Not seen any word in to clarify that issue on the Nuclear War Now forum site. So anything's possible. Maybe possible that Blasphemy will play, and I'm sure there may be other bands that are maybe playing at the Nuclear War Now festival that we may see announced for Steelchaos. And for one, Sabats from Japan seem like a kind of band that would maybe fit in with the Steelchaos lineup. But then again, I don't know if that's going to be possible. It may be that again it's an exclusive show, and time will tell. So let's move on to some of the other bands that maybe we would like to see at the festival. And there are a few bands from Finland in particular that we would like to see, and we'll just go through some of the kind of classic bands that haven't played any of the Steelfest festivals recently, or maybe a bit of the kind of more underground that maybe would only play the venue in the studio in Helsinki. It's a smaller venue, obviously a smaller festival, that may only play that rather than the big full-scale Steelfest. And my first suggestion is that maybe Warlog from Finland may play. Certainly one of my favourite bands, First Possession, absolute perfection in black metal. And I would like to see them live, very much so. So with some of my other friends, and I would certainly be a band that would encourage me to go. Because at the moment, it's 50-50. It all depends on the lineup. I probably would go if there was bands like Warlog and a few others who are very rare to see. If the lineup turns out to be a lot of bands that I've maybe seen in the past, or I can expect to see in the future, it might not be such a pull for us, having already been to Finland this year. But never say never. I do have plans that if the festival manages to pull the names out the hat that I want to see, that I will be there without any problems. So Warlock, certainly, the number of appearances I put in, I think they've only performed twice since they have became active again, and both times obviously been in Finland at Turku, Saturn L, and this year, and previously, last year they had the concert with Cosmic Church, and a couple of others on, and I think Morgal, but I could be wrong about that last band. But back to the topic, Clandestine Blaze, another band that's played with the Mugla members and Black Flames of Blasphemy, and I think they also did a performance at Nedrosian Black Mass as well, the final episode of that. So only with two performances, certainly it would be a great thing to see, a great spectacle against the Clandestine Blaze. The new album's a superb return to form, and thoroughly enjoyed that, and you can't question the creativity of Miko with some of the fantastic works of black metal, and certainly would like to see Clandestine Blaze at some point, and that may be as good a time as any to announce Clandestine Blaze live show. And let's count some of his Finnish bands we'd like to see. There's Horner, there's Sargeist, there's Behexen, there's Baptism, some of which have played Steelfest recently. Cosmic Church, although officially they're recorded and released their last album, and they have said there's no more live shows, perhaps they could do an Epitaph show, and certainly would be something that would pique my interest. Goatmoon, another great band, a little bit spicy, but there's plenty of fans of the bands. Circle of Dawn, likewise, another great new band from Finland. Favaland, we thoroughly enjoyed their album, and I think they do play the occasional live show, so we'd recommend them. Of course, there's other bands like Malum and Azagal and Hatakamio. Countless bands from Finland. There's so many bands from Finland. You could easily do a festival with only Finnish bands and still have a great lineup. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure there'll be a number of Finnish bands on the lineup. As it's a Finnish festival, and we'll just have to wait and see which ones get announced. So bands that aren't from Finland, who would I like to see there? Now we can only assume that there'll be some bands that please me when they get announced, and other bands are maybe not so much my thing, but I'm hopeful that maybe 3 or 4 good bands that I'd really like to see. I'd really like to see some Polish black metal. People who know me know the whole Polish black metal scene is one of the kind of favourites, going back to the 90s, of course. Classic Graveland and other ones such as Behemoth, on a rarely material Behemoth, Sacrilegium, Arcona, North, many other bands. Infernum, Full Moon, Kataxu, Thunderbolt, early Thunderbolt, of course. Certainly, some of these bands will never play live or never make a live performance, but we've seen Graveland come from nowhere to do live shows, and certainly I would like to see Graveland maybe announced for Steelchaos. I've played Steelfest before. Big Rob obviously has a strong affiliation with Steelfest. He enjoys posting pictures about it on his Facebook page. So, yeah, if Graveland could play, that would be fantastic. I think, along with Warlock, that would certainly be a band that would seal the deal if they were announced. Some other of the Polish bands, Psychologium and Arcona, both touring, playing live. That would be good to see. And we'll just have to wait and see what comes on Thursday, whether any Polish bands are on the list. Moving on, there's definitely another number of other bands that would be interesting, maybe some Norwegian black metal. Isvind, a very great band from Norway that have played Finland recently in recent years and maybe popular. Again, bigger Norwegian bands, Immortal, obviously there's the new Immortal lineup, and they're expected to play live, and maybe they'll play Steelchaos, but I think they might be more of a band for Steelfest in 2019, along with Mysticum. I think Mysticum would be a great band for Steelfest 2019, but we'll touch on that when it comes to the video topic. But yeah, there's still plenty of bands from Norway who could maybe play a show. Strid, maybe reactive again. Strid show would be fantastic, and Troll. Certainly something else that would be very rare, Covenant, and likewise. Again, there's some Norwegian bands that aren't so good to see live because I've seen them before or whatever, but yeah, maybe some bands from Norway, some bands from Sweden. I don't know who they would confirm for Sweden, but yeah, maybe a band like Mortus, very good band, and there's plenty of Swedish bands that are still worthwhile watching. And yeah, I don't want to kind of speculate too much about who else may play, but it's just a couple of ideas, and I guess we'll just have to wait to see what Thursday brings. But who would you like to see play the festival? Have you got any suggestions of bands you would like to see, or maybe rumours you've heard that this band or that band may be playing in Steelchaos this year? Feel free to post below, and I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.